I wrote a book last year called Beware of Frenemals. This is a bulletproof axiom of life. I guarantee you, this is 1,000% bulletproof. When we look at the mistakes and failures that we've made, it is guaranteed that Frenemals are at play. There are three types of Frenemals. Frenemal number one is family. Say family. Whether intentional or unintentional, family can enable dysfunctional behavior. Some of you have been asked when you were younger to do some things by your parents, and they were asking you to do them because it was about discipline. They got tired, they got fed up because they was working real hard, and they decided, let me go ahead and do it. Some of you were dating some boys that, your mom knew was going to break your heart. She didn't say nothing to you. That boy broke your heart. Mama knew because she knew he wasn't about nothing. Some of you guys out there making bad decisions. You made bad decisions. You survived it because you're here. So family is number one. Frenemal number two are friends. Two F's. Say friends. These are people that are in our inner space, people that smile in our face and stab us in our back. I don't know, you guys, IGers, Instagrammers, and all that kind of stuff, they didn't have that when I was growing up, but I know a lot of y'all are doing that, and Twitter and all this other kind of stuff. These are the people you defriended off of your page because they showed something or said something to somebody about you, smiled in your face and stabbed you in your back. That's friends. And then the third one is the most dangerous of the three. It's the friend that's the enemy on the inside. It's the voice that speaks to us. The reason it's the most dangerous of the three is because it's a friendly voice. Understand what I'm saying? This is the voice that encouraged you. When others said you couldn't do something, that was the voice that said, you can do this. Girl, you can do this. Dog, you can do this. But that's the same voice that told you to do something you shouldn't have done. And I don't want to get in anybody's business because we know we've all done something we shouldn't have done. And I'm going to leave it at that. But when you look at the mistakes, it's guaranteed that one, if not two, if not three of those Frenemals are at play. It will always be that way. And the other thing to remember too, and the most important thing about this is we all have them. This program isn't about saying you bad, you this, you. That's not what this is about. This is about recognizing that we all have Frenemals, but we have to learn how to deal with them, how to manage them. That's what's most important. It's not about whether somebody is this or somebody is that. That is what we are going to be teaching our kids, is to get them to understand that there are these forces around us and these forces within us that allow us sometimes to make bad decisions. And what we want to do is correct the bad decisions. So effectively what I've done is basically, and by the way, everybody who's got a phone, everybody's got phones here, I'm sure. You can download, I want everybody when you get home sometime today to download the Frenemals app. There is a Frenemals app out there that has that book that you have in your hands. It has it in there. And I want you to download it so you can get a real good feeling of exactly how the program works and what's there. And basically, there are stories there, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be teaching these kids these concepts. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to ask them to critically think. And I'm going to give you a schedule for how to implement the program, what the tenets are. All you got to do, everything that you need is right here. It's a very simple concept. Friends, family, and the friend on the inside. 3 F's. Very easy concept to remember because we want the kids at younger ages to be able to grab the concept. But I guarantee you, you can take this concept with you. So in what we're doing, we've talked about the concept. So let's talk about, for camp, the proposed implementation of how we're going to do it. So let's just say we take a week to do this. So whatever you decide as counselors and as teachers, take 30 minutes a day. Get your group together. And the first thing you want to do on day one is just introduce the concept of Frenemals. Talk about what Frenemals are. Talk about, and we break down the origin of the word Frenemal. Here's the origin of the word Frenemals. The friend aspect of it, we are communal beings. We have to be. When they send someone to prison and they want to really punish them, what do they put them in? What confinement? Because they know we're communal beings. We have to have community. When you're having your most fun, in most cases, you're having your most fun with a friend. So that's the friend aspect of it. Then the second aspect of it is the animalistic aspect of it. That's the Darwinism piece of it. That is the fact that there's something innate within all of us that is about self-preservation. It's all about self-preservation. And so that's where the origin of the word is, Frenemals. Now, the reason you're going to have to reinforce this with the kids is because the first thing that's going to happen, you're going to see an evolution of this. They're going to be judging everybody. You a Frenemal. You a Frenemal. That's what they're going to do. At first, they're going to be pointing fingers, as opposed to recognizing that we all have these issues and challenges. Day 2, we're basically going to talk about the Frenemals. And now, all of a sudden, we're going to get into the details of the individual Frenemals. So let's talk about family situations. You know, your mom asked you to do something. Your dad asked you to do something. You decided not to do it. You know, go into those kind of details. Get the feedback, interactive with the kids. Talk to them. Let them talk to you so that you can hear, understand, respond. And we'll go through all the different Frenemals: family, friends, and the friend and the voice on the inside. Because kids now understand that voice. Because they know that voice has told them to do things that are right. It's told them to do things that are wrong. So the key part is to continue to reinforce it. Day 3, we want you to recap it again, and this time ask them to come up with Frenemal situations, things that they've recognized in their life, things that they've recognized that they've seen at the camp, what's been going on the field, if somebody's been engaged in bullying and this, that, and the other. Talk about what those things are. And then the last, it's actually day 4, we've created a poster, and we call it TLC. Very simple concept. As you start seeing some of these activities that are happening, we need you to use the terminology that's involved when if little Jimmy's doing something wrong, little Jamal is doing something wrong, little Sarah's doing something wrong. Number 1, the T of this is you need to talk about it. Why did you do it? Why are we doing this? Why are we making these decisions? Why are we doing this? Then the next thing is the L part of it is learn. Let's learn from the mistakes that we've made. Let's learn from the poor decisions that we have made. And then the C part of it is the most important part of it is let's correct the behavior. Because it's all about helping our kids correct the poor behavior and things that happen. And then the last thing we're going to do, and I think there's some bands in there, maybe they didn't put bands in there, but what you see, we're going to have what we call our little quasi-graduation ceremony. And effectively, in the last day, basically what it is that all of the participants in the program, number 1, they will sign the Frenemal pledge, and that'll be in your bag, in your case there. They'll sign the pledge and basically recognize that they're going to behave and actually try to adhere to what we're doing. One of the other things that we're going to do with the parents, what we want you to do with the parents is the parents that come to pick them up, we've created a letter for the parent. And in this letter, basically we're going to ask the parents to sign it. What this letter does is explains the program in which we are utilizing and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Because they need to know. Because we need the parents at home to help us reinforce what's being done. And then what you'll leave with the parents, so they'll have something, you'll see here it's called the Frenemal Coalition Objective. So basically it looks the same, but one of them has a signature. We need the signature page back. You can leave this with the parent. We'll provide all of this stuff for you at the different sites. You'll have all of that stuff there waiting for you. But this is something that allows them to reinforce what is going on, and they can hold on to this because we want them to do some evaluations of their own and monitor at home, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. For those of you out there who are educators, but you may not need this, but we also have what we call a lesson plan. For you teachers out there, basically this is the who, what, when, why, or what we're doing. So if somebody says, well, why are we doing it? This has the answers, if you hadn't quite figured it out yet, of exactly what the program is, why we're doing the program, and the importance and the need of it. Because all you got to do is just look on the news. That's all we got to do is just look and see, oh, this 12-year-old boy got shot. Oh, my God, enough is enough. So we've got to be able to help our young people get a better understanding of that. Here you'll see this is basically the pledge form. Basically, this is the pledge that they'll sign. And basically, it simply says, in order to be successful in life, I must learn to respect my parents, adults, fellow students, and myself, I pledge to beware of Frenemals. Very simple pledge. Very simple program.